Hey, this is John Lowe from the 2018 30K Challenge. Just wanted to review some technical lines and the Tesla News Trade. Disclaimer, not a professional advisor, do not have a degree in finances. Overall, I'm not a profitable trader. This is for educational purposes only. Uh, I'm not making investment suggestions, nor should anything you see, read, or listen to constitute any or imply any investment advice. Always seek the counsel of your professional financial advisor before making any investment decisions. By viewing this video, you agree not to hold Jonathan Lowe or any of my assets liable for losses that you encounter while trading the stock market in any form. This is just my theory based upon my own experience. All right, with that being said, let's go to Tesla. As you can see down here, this is March 14th in the afternoon, and at this time I am actually in Palm Springs, just catching up on my chat room stuff while I'm watching tennis. And this news came out about Tesla employees saying that they're putting in bad parts or faulty parts, and it's causing the company a lot of trouble and things like that. So anyway, I didn't get the news. I didn't see this until right about here, this area, and because it was respecting this 2-minute 9 EMA on the retest and failure here, I got in probably somewhere around in here, and I saw that the daily 100 is right here. So I knew that the daily 100 would be my stop, which is about 2 points away, 3 points away. So I bought maybe like 60 deltas. So they're probably risking about $180, on the upside here, which I thought was okay considering that the news that this could send Tesla down, quite a bit with this news, and it's already dropped, probably over 10 points. But that's probably a mistake too. I did consider that this has already moved substantially, and that it may not go any further. Um, but I decided, hey, one contract, risk $180 and see what happens. Anyway, so I figured at least go potentially go back it down to this level here. Anyway, entry goes negative on me, held for a little bit longer. I know my stop is around here. I become about $90 profitable, but as you can see, it just would not go any lower. I probably I should have definitely just exited the trade through here with just a small loss because it just wasn't working out for me, and it's already fully extended. But as it came back up through this way, I was down, and I just said, maybe just hold overnight. This is probably bad news, which I think it would affect it the next day. My plan going into the next day was, um, it would stay below the daily 100, and then continue down. So as you can see, Tesla stayed below the daily 100 until it opened for trading the next day. And once it traded over the daily 100, I'm sort of married to this option because now I cannot exit this trade pre-market because you cannot trade options after the market closes or before the market opens. So at that point, I have to readjust my trading strategy, and it's like, hey, okay, hey, what is my stop? And really, I sort of drew a line in the sand that, hey, if it goes above $131, actually, I think maybe I said 130. Anyway, but it fired up. This was the 50% line from the day before. It came back down. And then as it began to break over, I decided to cut it loose here. And I said it just looked too strong. So I knew it still had a chance to fail if it can get back below, the daily 100 here. So I got out here. Let me switch to a 1 minute chart here. I can show you what happened here. Whoopsie, shouldn't move that line. So as it began to fail back down here and get back below VWAP, I decided to get short again because it rejected this level pretty, fairly hard, and it was back below the 50% line. But immediately after I got in, it started going back up, and I immediately got back out and took, maybe like a 20-cent loss. So that was like not a huge deal. When I took a loss here, it was about 300. When I took a loss here, it was another, I don't know, 60, 70, 80 bucks or something like that. So this is not that big of a deal. I took 2 contracts short. But it went back up, retested this level again, and failed really hard. And when I looked at the daily chart here, this is what I saw. I saw that, let me go back to the daily chart. I drew these lines out already. This is where the 9 EMA was the day before. So I drew that line. That's the 50% line right here of what that was. I already showed you that I stopped out there. But the next day when the market opened up, this 9 EMA was down here at this level right here at 332.89. So when you go back to the 1 minute chart, around that time, you could see that it bounced right off of that line. No, it's not the right day. 14. Let's go 15. So you can see it bounced right off of where the 9 EMA adjusted for that day. So this is where the 9 EMA was on 314. When it opened up, the 9 EMA adjusted and was down here at 315. And because it rejected so hard there, and then it was back below the 50% line, I took readjusted and said, okay, let's think about this. If I enter in below here, my stop is, I could use the stop either back above the 9 EMA or I can use the stop above the 50% line. And so I got in and I said I was going to use the stop above the 50% line because we're below VWAP now again. And, it's a double fail. It couldn't, hold, no candle bodies closed above 332.23. So anyway, so I got in hoping that we would break, the daily 100. And I think I got in with 3 contracts, and just to let you know, show you. This is where I entered this is where I entered the day before. I closed it that day. I tried to enter again. Let's see here. Yep, I tried to enter again here at 338, stopped out at 39, re-entered at 43 with 3 contracts here. And then, yeah, so anyway, getting back to this now. So I enter here, goes well for me. We break below the 100 and we come back, and now what I'm trying to do is follow the 9 EMA down. And on the 2-minute chart, 315. And I'm doing all of this on my phone in Palm Springs, which is super hard to do. So when I saw this, it come up to the daily 100 and it began to fail back down. Well, no, actually, when it came down here, I should have took some profit, but I didn't, and because this is like 330 all the way down to 326. It's 4 points. I should take some profit, you know. But what I'm thinking is that, hey, I'll tell you what, let's wait. I saw the rejection off the daily 100 at around 328. I couldn't really have this line because I'm on my phone. And as it began to fail, I said, oh, this looks really good. This is going to fail hard. So I added 2 more contracts here, thinking that we get even more of a flush. But as soon as I saw it, it didn't make a new low, and it started coming back up and looking strong. I said, oh, no, no way, I'm getting the heck out. Especially after this this little consolidation here, through here, and through here. And once it opened up here, I said it's going back up because it has to reconsolidate because it, you know, people are just taking profit, you know. So I got out, you know, and I made a win. But at this time, you know, I'm about to go play tennis and things like that. You know, I'm having breakfast. I'm trying to do this while I'm having breakfast, and you know, it's just not a good thing to try to trade this. But anyway, as it came back up here and began to fail, at this point, you know, I think I called out in the chat room. I said, hey, this is going to break, you know, it's going to break back down. So I decided not to take this, and it broke down here, came back up. I also called it. I said, hey, as it began to fail back here, I said, this is gonna break, you know. I think I said it was gonna go to 326 or something like that. I can't remember what I saw on the daily chart. But anyway, that was, you know, that was pretty much it with this Tesla chart. You know, the technical lines really do work. You know, you can see it respected the daily 100, but you know, buyers bought it up before it got pushed back down. Anyway, so this was a good trade. You know, didn't work out quite well for me trying to trade on my phone, but this part I managed well. This stop I managed well. This was a decent entry considering it was a little bit late. I sort of took my eye off of it, but you know, it worked out, you know, pretty decently. So anyway, that's about it. If you want to look at the next trade on Tesla, we can remove all these drawing tools. The next trade on Tesla was like on Friday. And if I was going to redraw all these lines, this is how I would do it. So the daily 100 is here. Watch this back up here. Let's jump here. That's the day it bounced off the 9. So this is where Tesla now is at the daily 100 right here. 9 EMA is above there. We won't mark that. I'll do a 50% line, which is right here. 50% of this candle. I think that's significant. And if you look at it, we're at 327.02. So I'm going to use 327 whole dollar as also a spot to get short at as well. If I was trading it, I didn't trade this. And then let's see here. Then you want to draw the high and low of the previous day, and then your next spot would be right about here. All right, so your profit windows of profit would be 327 to 321. So this is like, you know, 6.5 points. You want to go short somewhere around here down, and use probably this 50%, this 100 line, and this 50% of this candle as a as an entry to get in. And you could use 327.61 above this as a stop. Okay, so you'd enter around here and you'd stop above here. So you're looking at, you're risking, you know, like 60, 70 cents to make $6, almost $6. Okay, so that'd be a good trade. Let's go to the 1 minute chart of that day, and we will see what happens here. So really simply here, what ends up happening is that Tesla ends up, you know, opening up, and there's the 50% line right here. It ended here. So let me drag this all the way over here. Um, if you have a daily chart, when you open this up, the daily 100 line was readjusted, pretty much right about there. So when it opened right up, it opened up, people pushed it past above the 50% mark, but as soon as it hit the daily 100, they shorted the hell out of it, and it never looked back. So your entry could have been here, right below here. You could have made from 327 down to, you could have made 4 points there, or 3 points there. Took some profit, came back up, and because it didn't, it retested this line somewhere near it at 326.78. So now you're only 20 cents away from the 50% line, and it begins to fail again. You could have entered here and risked 50 cents. You would have been profitable. You could have added back to this, and you could have had this really nice fade, all the way down to low of day, which is where I said you could pick up almost 6 points, and you would have took profit, maybe along the way, or definitely you should have took profit here. And then at that time, you could either go by the 5 minute, you can go by the 5 minute 9 EMA because you're well underway. It respects it. You know you're going to take profit here. You know people are going to buy it back up, and then you can short it back down here if you wanted to get add back. Maybe if you want, you don't have to. That's probably one of my problems. I add back too much, and if it doesn't work out for me, I end up giving money back. But you could have held it and got even more money through here, and then closed your trade at 10:50. 4 hours. Almost 4.5 hours after the market opened, and you could have made some good money. You could have made 3 points here, got back in, made another 6 points here, and maybe get back in here or not, and then just you're at the next lower level and never reaches there. It's already down from 327 down to 319. It's already down like 8 points for the day. Hey, be happy with that. Maybe the ATR. Maybe if we look up the ATR on Tesla real quick, you can see TSLA. The average true range of Tesla is 12.24. So, there you have it. Tesla's dropped, quite a bit over the last couple days, and, this is a great trade. So I hope that makes sense to you guys. I'm really going to be trying to focus on these first couple of hours of the day when I day trade, just trying to, take what I can out of the market, and then, forget the rest of the day, and just be happy with this nice win. All right, I hope that makes sense to you guys. Hope that helps. Hopes, you know, um, yeah, in general, with your knowledge and your education and how you can use risk versus reward. Anyway, if you really like that, I hope you do. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and check back. If you want to open an account at Tastyworks, please use this referral code so I could get credit. And once again, give me a likes on this Tesla review. All right, talk to you guys later. Have a good one.